sheds light on this. Like I mentioned, not a lot of people know. So where would you refer people if they want reliable information?
So the health department was putting together a website that would be a local resource. I think I see a couple of names from the health department. I don't know if that website is up and running yet.
Not yet, but as soon as we have it ready, we'll make sure to share it out to our media partners.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you both so much for being here today to talk about this. It's really important. So we appreciate you taking the time to really explain this and give us some examples. So thank you again for being here. All right. Well, our next topic highlights a new partnership between Monterey County Probation, the San Jose Earthquakes, and the Twinning Project. The program brings a 10-week soccer-based life skills curriculum to youth in Monterey County Probation, Juvenile Hall, and it combines on-field soccer training with lessons focused on leadership, communication, and personal development. So today we are joined by Michael Palmer, who is the Probation Division Manager with Monterey County Probation. And we also have Shea Salinas, Club Ambassador and Head of Youth Soccer Partnerships with the San Jose Earthquakes. And we also have Hilton Freund, Global Chief Executive of the Twinning Project. Thank you all for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so who would like to kick us off? Michael, if you'd like to get started with how really this collaboration came to be.
Yeah, sure. As she mentioned, I'm Michael Palmer. I'm the Division Director of the Juvenile Hall. I oversee all the programming and the partnerships within the community. For those of the people that don't know, a few years back, the state closed the juvenile corrections side and sent all the youth in the Division of Juvenile Justice to their originating counties, and kind of put it on the counties to create a secure youth treatment facility where youth that would be sent to the Division of Juvenile Justice would spend their time locally in our facilities. So with that mandate came a mandate to come up with programs that are pro-social, pro-wellness, and we started reaching out to programs that were in CDCR or had some local connection, and that's how we got word of what Twinning Project was doing in CDCR, and kind of started there. Our goal was to find ways to teach youth positive mentorship, positive coaching, healthy outlets, and something that connects to other programs that we offer at the facility right now. And Twinning Project kind of fit a lot of those bills, and then also has the ability to be something that's kind of fun, where youth are learning without knowing that they're learning sometimes. And they get out there on the soccer field. And one thing about our facility is, obviously with the gang issues and politics that we have in our community, we don't actually segregate by gang. So everybody lives on the same housing unit. They all interact together. And so this gives them the opportunity to be placed on teams together, to have abilities to coach each other together. And so far, it's been working really well. So that's kind of how it got started. Once we reached out to Hilton, I mean, it just grew from there. He reached out to the earthquake. So I'll kind of kick it off to Hilton and let him kind of describe what the program is and how he uses the soccer programs, or football programs as they call them over there.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, everybody. So maybe if I take a step back, the Twinning Project was originally founded in the United Kingdom about 10 years ago. And the idea being that we felt professional sports, soccer, where we're based, could do more to offer upskilling, employability, and meaningful programming to those serving custodial sentences or those spending time in secure units. We'd seen examples of professional sport visiting and perhaps attending facilities, but we believed that we hadn't seen enough examples of where those professional sports teams had used the power of their brands to engage individuals who were traditionally disengaged, resistant to education, resistant to meaningful programming, and perhaps that's what led them to find themselves in a custodial environment. So I guess the secret's in the name, the twinning project. And in the twinning project, we wanted to twin a local correctional facility with its local professional sports team. And we brought the project to the United States about 3 years ago. It was an unmitigated success. Wherever we've taken it across multiple states and across multiple sports, we've seen huge levels of impact. But key to this impact is the partnership we have with local stakeholders. And in this instance, it's Monterey County and the San Jose Earthquakes, represented to me by Michael and Shea, who I'll hand over to in a second. But the programming itself, and Shea can go into a bit more detail about that, is largely about helping these young people find a greater sense of self and appreciate that they can still make productive pro-social contributions to the community when they re-enter, and using the power of sport and the power of the San Jose Earthquakes to engage them into this programming. I'm going to hand over to Shea to talk a little bit more detail about the project that's actually been happening in Monterey.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Hilton. Thank you for having me today. The Earthquakes believe strongly that a soccer ball can change someone's life. Not in the sense that every person who plays soccer will become a professional or even very good at soccer. But when people play with the soccer ball, it brings so many different people of different backgrounds together. It brings families together. It brings communities together. The ball has the ability to shape people's character, to give them perseverance, humility, teamwork, leadership skills, to learn respect. So at the Quakes, our goal is to get as many people playing soccer as possible because we believe it can change people's lives. So when we were approached by Hilton and Officer Palmer about running some sort of soccer program in the Monterey facility, we were like, yes, we have to do this. We think this would make a massive impact on these young men's lives. And so we were able to find a coach from the area who's I worked with before to help run the program. And essentially the program is coaching these kids on how to be soccer coaches. So they're playing soccer, they're learning how to run drills together. And our hope is that, one, they're having fun, they're getting a good workout in, and then ultimately they're learning some life skills so that whenever they re-enter our communities, they are better men, they are good leaders, they're good communicators. And so that's our goal. And so far it's been going really well, and we're excited to have the graduation on April 6th is when that's going to happen.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then can you remind us, so this program actually started towards the end of January, correct?
Yeah, so we started, towards the end of January. It's a 10 sessions they're going to do. They train together every Monday for about 2 hours. They're on the field for an hour, and then they're in the classroom for an hour.
Awesome. Well, I know it's been, we're a few weeks into the program. And so, Michael, because I know I'm sure you see the youth more regularly, what's the feedback been like? I know I was there actually the first day that it started, and they seemed to be really excited about you starting the program. So what's some of the feedback that you've received from the youth?
I think it was really cool the first day. Each youth got a jersey or a kit. I'm still getting the lingo down, that from Twinning Project and from the Earthquakes, that has the Earthquakes logo on it. It's got the Twinning Project logo on it. And I think that in a space where a lot of these youth haven't had the ability to participate in organized sport, or whether by choice or by circumstance, it really brought them all together to get something that's theirs, that they get to wear to signify an identity other than, the juvenile hall issued clothes or something like that. And they're when they go out and play soccer, usually, it's they split themselves up into two teams. They start going all over the place. There's not too much. It's a little bit more chaos, and so they got into the drills pretty quickly, and Shea was out there too, and Coach was out there, and it's been cool to see a little bit more structure. And then, like I said, they're learning without learning. And so they've been using the tools and the words that they're learning in the class to kind of work out conflict amongst themselves or kind of create a little bit more structure on the housing unit. And then when I remind them, oh, that sounds like something that they mentioned in the class they were in, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool to see.
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
yeah.
So
No,
good.
please.
I want to add that the first session was so fun. We had 14 guys there, and we're like, all right, everyone get into two lines, and we did this like warm up. They're like, what are we doing? This is like, they were very skeptical to start out with. But after about 30 minutes of doing the drills and stuff, the guys were like really into it and loved it. So we were all breaking a sweat and working out together, but also had this like structure and formality to it, which was really neat.
And one of those things too is sorry, Hilton, but just like instilling a trust that you're going into situations, you're not always going to know exactly what's going to happen. You're not always going to know exactly what the schedule is, and things are gonna there's going to be some curves in the road sometimes, and so there was a lot of skepticism at first. Oh man, we got to do some drills, and but they're trusting it. They trust the coach now, and these are people that they can look to on the outs and look as positive role models. Sorry.
I think one of the things we know is that going back to what Shea said, that the game of soccer can really be a mirror on community. We can learn so much from it. And what this program's done is, not only taught them how to be football coaches or soccer coaches, but along with that comes, how do you coach? How do you manage a game? Conflict resolution, anger management, timekeeping, leadership, communication. These are all the kinds of things which actually will make a good soccer coach. And in soccer we say, soccer is a game of two halves, and it doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the first 45 minutes or the first half. You still have the second half to turn things around and to turn the game around. And I think with these young people, what we do is we try and create an intervention at halftime, which gives them the belief that they can still turn their lives around. I'm going to refer back to one of the first programs we ever actually did was on Rikers Island in New York, and one of the young participants came up to me at the graduation, and he turned around to me and he said, we began the twinning project. We began this program as inmates, and we've completed the program as teammates. And I think that's a great indication of what this project actually does.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's really great. And like you mentioned, not only, yes, the youth are benefiting from it right now, but also, like you mentioned, adults. And so I think these are really great skills that the game of soccer has. And so we're definitely looking forward to the graduation coming up very soon. So once we get some more information, then we can share a little bit more about that. But I appreciate you all being here today for sharing this really great partnership that we have here in Monterey County.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Now, our last topic highlights the Monterey County Cadre Technology Program and a new opportunity for young adults to gain hands-on experience in social media and digital marketing while connecting with local employers. So today we have Laura Kershner, who is Business Services Specialist, and Michael Artalejo, Job Placement Coordinator with Monterey County Works, to tell us some more about this program. Thank you both for being here today.
Hey, thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it. This is a great opportunity. Social media cadre is something that we have offered before to the community. I think we've done it. Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe 3 years in a row previously. We've taken a bit of a break, but now we're back to it. This is an opportunity for our local businesses to get some help with their social media needs by a trained intern. I stress that it is an intern. It is a young person between the ages of 18 to 24 who has maybe done their own social media before, but not necessarily for a business. So they will be trained by us with a certain amount of up to 40 hours of training in social media advertising and marketing. And then we are asking the business community to step forward so that we can put an intern with your business. It gives us the opportunity to make sure that they have something to put on their resume. A lot of our young people don't have a lot of job experience, and we want to make sure that they have that before they go into a full-time job. So it is a stipended position. And Michael, you want to tell them more about the IT cadre?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Laura. So, like Laura said, individuals 18 to 24 years old, we go through the training process, give them a little insight as to what it means to be a social media intern, and use the networking and marketing knowledge they gain to do practical social media posts. What does that mean? Everyone's heard the term going viral. Well, that's great. You can go viral, but if you got 100 million views and your business is in Gonzalez, are you going to have 100 million individuals come to Gonzalez and flood your restaurant or flood your market there? So kind of getting the whys and what's behind the social media posting, the analytics and understanding those. They go through our program and we right fit these individuals after the training with the local businesses that either don't have a social media presence or want to bolster their social media presence. And that's our ultimate goal. Some mentorship and training from the businesses themselves, because again, these are young adult individuals that are going to be there. And at the end of the program, there's about 280 hours of work that's going to be done by these interns. At the end of that program, they're tasked with creating an exit strategy. So they will give an exit strategy to the business themselves. Here's the calendar of postings. Here's some of the content for future postings. So that way it's a nice soft handoff to the businesses so they can continue on that journey of social media and bolstering their social media. We've had individuals that have been employed full time after the internship has been finished. Some businesses didn't realize that it was a position that they needed, and after the program was over, they said, "Yes, we need this. We want to hire these individuals," and continued working there. Just as an example, we have 2 individuals in our very first cohort that did social media for the Salinas Chamber of Commerce, and they've been with the kind of Chamber of Commerce for about 3 years now, I believe, if not longer. So it's a successful program, and again, trying to give real life experience with social media, learning the whys to go along with it, connecting with those small businesses, and in turn, kind of getting that mentorship and leadership from the local businesses. So that's kind of our technology cadre in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this information. And so I do want to ask about applying. How can someone go about applying for the program? And if there's a due date coming up, which I think there will be, if you can please cover that a little bit.
There is. In fact, I just put that in the chat. They can apply on our website, montereycountyworks.com, and navigate to the Young Adult Job Seekers page. It is, again, in the chat that will have both how job seekers between the ages of 18 and 24 may apply, and also our businesses that might be interested in having a social media intern. I do stress again that it is an intern, so it's somebody who's going to be learning, and you set the parameters for what it is that they're going to learn. Now, it has to be social media related. We don't want anybody using them to like dump trash, or it's not that kind of a it's not that kind of a gig. So they do need to be doing social media type tasks and jobs. But as far as that might mean, helping to maintain your website. It might mean, posting for you on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So you set the parameters for that. Michael, did you already tell her the number of hours of training? Wasn't sure if I caught that
Yeah, so
altogether.
the training itself will be 40 hours of digital training. There'll be some additional training to go along there for safety parameters there.
Mm-hmm.
The work experience program will be 280 hours of paid work experience. So they will get paid for the work that they're doing there as intern. $18 an hour is the wage right now.
And the nice thing about that for our local businesses is that we pay the $18 an hour. So you are hosting them as a business. I encourage our local businesses to sign up and register. It's a great opportunity for you. There have been some good connections made over the years with our social media interns and our local businesses. You'd be surprised. The young people have a lot of talent and a lot of ability. They just need the opportunity. And we're hoping that our businesses will step forward and offer that opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that brings me to my question. If a business is a little bit hesitant, they're like, I don't know if maybe like this would be a right fit for me, what would you tell them? And maybe talk a little bit about the benefits of perhaps having a social media intern.
They're a whole lot younger than most of us, and they're on the kind of the cutting edge of what's happening now. And you'd be surprised how flexible they are, how willing they are to work, how willing they are to step into the opportunity. It's a great learning experience for them. Many of the folks in our cadre programs do not have job experience. So you are providing that opportunity to them. Again, you set the parameters. So if you are a good employer and you like working with young people and you're willing to train and you have the time and the flexibility that allows you to train somebody, they're going to be shadowing you. They're going to be watching. You provide the tasks that you want them to work on a daily basis. So again, I stress it is an intern. It's not somebody who's done this type of work before. So I don't want anybody to misperceive that, but it is a great program. It's a great opportunity for them to learn, and you'll be surprised what they learn at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you both being here today to share this really great opportunity that, it's not only great for young adults, but also for businesses out there. So we'll definitely be sure to share this information. And again, I just want to say thank you for being here.
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for joining us on the news briefing this week. Our next briefing will be next week, and we'll see you then.